So first of all, we basically want to break the posture and look to get an overhook. Okay, so there's different ways people are going to try to keep their posture. One is like this. So Aaron's pushing on my sort of like my stomach ribs region. Usually if it's here, I'll reach to the back of the elbows and open out and pull. But most of what's going to break the posture is not my arms. So I'm not going to try to like pull him down here. He's going to be stronger than me like that. I just need to remove his post just for a second, like that, and my legs do all the work. So it's actually just pulling my knees towards my chest, like that. That's what brings him forward, okay? And if you get good at this as well, sometimes even if you can't get someone forward, when they go to stand up, that's actually, as soon as their hips lift, that's another good time to bring them forward, like this, okay? So you see his momentum. It's really hard for Aaron to stand up without his momentum being forward. So the timing for that is now, okay? And I pull forward. Obviously, if his hands are in the way though, he still might be resisting. So better than trying to remove the hands here, inside the elbows, and just pull a little bit out to the side, okay? Straight away, once the posture's broken, I want to hold his head down so he can't posture up, and we're going to work to get an overhook here like this. The overhook has to be high. So I want like my bicep is high up, sorry, my hand is high on my chest as possible. Just like when we're doing a guillotine choke, we want the same thing, okay? If I'm just gripping down here, it's easy for him to pull his arm out of there. This is going to lock him in. So really high, and I'm holding the head as well. All right, I like to move my hips out to the side a little bit and relock my guard because I want to get a little bit on my right side, and then my foot's going to go on the hip. The foot on the hip will stop Aaron from driving forward, okay? So when I start trying to bring my leg over for the triangle choke, which is what we're going to do, we're going to set up a triangle choke here. The best, or the easiest way for Aaron to stop that is move forward and make it further, like my legs now not really flexible enough to come over the shoulder, okay? So straight away, the foot goes on the hip. Now when Aaron tries to move forward, he can't. If he does get forward, I have to kind of like shimmy back, but don't lose the control on the shoulder, okay? So we're just gonna set it up first to get the legs locked, and then we'll go on finishing the triangle. We'll do that in two separate stages. Okay, so first one is gonna be, we open the elbows and pull, grab the head, and get a really high overhook near the shoulder, like this. Hips out to the side, foot goes on the hip. It doesn't matter, you can open your legs, they can't run away because you got the overhook. They can't get out of the closed guard, okay? And now that we're on our side, I wanna, the other way Aaron can make it difficult for me to free this leg, he can walk to his right and get me more flat on my back. Here it's harder for me to get this leg in front. So if I can, I want to be staying on my right hip and pressuring his shoulder down. So now when he tries to square back up, it's much more difficult. He actually will often even post on the ground to square up, which will give me space to free my leg. Okay? So when we're here, I'm out on my side. We're now going to push. The aim is to get the knee in front, foot over the top, and then our leg out. Everyone come on this side. So, for me, I don't like, unless I'm really flexible, they're just giving it to me, I don't like to try and get my whole foot through because he might grip it and stop it. I like to get the knee, and now he can't drive forward because the knee actually blocks, like my shin knee blocks him going forward. My other leg now takes the role of that knee. Now I can take this out, and when he tries to drive forward, this leg feels it, and I take my right leg out, and we lock our feet. Okay. Once more, we break the posture, getting a good overhook, hips out to the side, pressuring down on that shoulder, knee in front of the shoulder, foot in front of the shoulder, and we take our leg out and lock our feet. Okay. Let's get to there first. Then we'll work finishing the triangle after. Okay, 3, 2, 1, I try and stop him posturing up. This doesn't do very much, okay? But when I get out on my side, and I put pressure down, sometimes I even put my left leg over the top of my tricep. Now it sort of makes it a bit more difficult for Aaron to posture up. And at least, see how he has to use that arm? This gives me a lot of space to start. freeing my leg. Okay. So as soon as you let go of the, don't let go of the head until you feel like your overhook is now controlling the posture. Now you can start pushing to free your knee, and we lock up the triangle just here. Okay. So to finish the triangle, there's a lot of different ways to everyone emphasizes different things when they teach this, so don't just listen to my way, there's different ways. I'll say what I think is important, but there's a lot of details to this. To me, the most important thing to me is getting like a really good connection with my right leg, like cutting into this side of the neck. I know technically people say that the triangle is like, you know, this leg cuts off this side of one side of his artery and the other arm cuts off the other, but I kind of don't think you need that. I feel like if this one's tight, that will kill everything. Okay, so what I try to do, as soon as I've locked my feet up, I hold the posture down, I bridge up, and I cut this leg like really tight, like this, okay? And then I can lock it off, okay? So if you just like put your shin across and lock like this without having this leg tight, I'll squeeze as hard as I can. He'll probably tap, but it'll take a while, okay? If I cut this across, he'll tap pretty much instantly, okay? So, but the angle I'm looking for is actually like kind of like so I cut this, but I want like my knees like scissoring this way as I lock it off, okay? Not pinching together like, I'm not trying to do like this, but I actually want to angle my hips a bit so that I can like chop it off this way and make the triangle really tight and lock down here. And then when you curl down, you can see that like levers my shin further down to put more pressure on the neck. Okay? So once we've locked the legs here, hold the shin, foot on the hip, I want you to bridge, bring your hips out to the left. It might seem counterintuitive, but hips out to the left and cut that leg in tight. And then I want you to stomp down and lock it off. Last little bit, pull his shoulder towards his head with this leg, okay? So you're bringing your knees close together this way, and then we chop down with both feet, and we can finish, okay? Definitely, it's worse for him if this arm's over the other side, but I kind of like teaching it without that to make sure you're doing the right stuff with your legs, because that's the most important thing. This we can do. Now let's say he had like a little gap and it wasn't quite on. We can take the arm to the other side and finish the triangle even tighter there. But I like to teach just the leg stuff. Okay. So we're here. We've got the legs locked. Foot on the hip. We're gonna bridge up. Cut the angle and like kick our hamstring into the neck, curl down, and then scissor the feet to lock it off, okay? I want you to try to make them tap without using your hands at all, okay? Because that shows me that your legs are doing most of the work, okay? So you should be able to squeeze and get a tap. All right, so we go. 3, 2, 1. Once we're here, because I did say, try to bring your hips out this way, even though you're cutting across this direction, okay? A few people are trying to lock their leg up by sort of going like this, okay? This starts to open up for the chance that he passes around my leg, okay? I want my hip coming out to the left, even though my leg's cutting across, okay? And it makes it much easier when you want to lock it off. Okay? That should be real simple here, okay? And it's much tighter there than what you'll get out here, and you get a funny angle. I'm trying to like lock my triangle, and then they pass you go. Okay. Actually, sorry. Now let's go on the defensive. So what do we do when someone's trying to triangle us? Once you're in the triangle, my opinion, if they've got a good triangle, you're pretty much that's it. Like there's ways of getting out of triangles, but they really don't work. It's like once the position's locked, you're pretty much done. Okay, they're good with it. Okay, so I can't let Mish be locking up here. Okay, he's kind of got to stuff up for me to get out once this is the case. Okay, so let's go back a few steps, and in our defense, we need to be recognizing early when things are potentially going to be bad, and that's when Mish has this overhook. Okay, a couple of things with my positioning are going to make it difficult for Mish to triangle me. Basically, the more I move like back and turn this way, the easier it's going to be for Mish to free his leg and triangle me. Okay. I want to move my chest forward, and I want to square Mish up on his back. Here it's much harder. Even if I put my hand here, try and do the triangle, like he's going to struggle to get past my shoulder. Okay? I'm not going to obviously do this. I'm just making a point. So my aim is actually to square Mish up on his back, and this is the same for a lot of things. Armbar from guard as well. He needs to get that angle. Anytime I want to get away from the armbar, I need to be squaring Mish back up. Generally, if I'm straight in front, it's quite hard for any submission to work. His hips need to come out to the side to get a submission. Okay, so when he gets the overhook and he puts his foot on the hip, we have to deal with that, because that foot on the hip is what stops me from following him. Okay, when I try to square up now, he can keep me away using the foot stepping on the hip. So the way we deal with this, I'll turn away because you'll be able to see it better from the back. I'm going to drop. I'm going to drop my hip to the mat and walk to the side. Okay. Again. Here. I'm going to drop. So I drop inside the leg. You can't try and put your foot on my hip now. It's like not a possible. There's no step for him to put his foot in, okay? And then I walk back. Okay? And you often have to do this a lot of times, but it's a really good way to stop an armbar or a triangle. Okay? So I'm gonna go here and here. Okay. He's still got the overhook though, and we want to release the overhook. Okay? Dangerous to start trying to pull out, because here potentially there's like a nasty armbar, or he can still be setting up the triangle even. So dangerous to just straight out lift our arm out. I want to relieve some of the pressure here. So I'm actually going to bring my head all the way over this side and start to stack forward like this. Hit the overhook. From here, I know I'm not going to get armbarred when I pull my arm out. So I'm going to sort of like relax my arm and like kind of limp arm and pull it out from there. Okay. So again, he's got the overhook. He's got the foot on the hip, like this. I'm going to switch my hips. I'm going to square up, come forward, and lean like chest over that arm, almost. Okay? From here, it's much easier to rip the arm out. Hold it tight as you can, and we can free our arm from there safely. Not back here. And this can be a dangerous way to get rid of the okay. Let's have a go at that. Spend a couple of minutes, person. Maybe just 3 minutes each, because it's an important movement. Person on top with the overhook, we're going to try and free our arm from the overhook. So clear the foot, free the arm. 3, 2, 1.
She plays really important.
I was trying to show what I do against Sarah, but it was harder to get it out the same way I did with Mish. So
smaller.
So Sarah's got it like really locked tight here. Like I can feel this part's really tight too, like her elbow's tight to towards her ribs. So sometimes when you're here, I'm going to really struggle to free it like that. So what I'll try to do is actually swim my hand on top of the hip here. See that? But like that. Okay? It gives me a better angle to pull just my elbow free. And that, like, I'm not going to do it while I'm talking. I'm doing it like this, but it's just my elbow that has to free now, and not my hand and my elbow, which is a harder thing to free. Because if you get rid of like half your arm, this can be bad. This is like starts becoming an arm lock once my elbow's out of my wrist strap. So if we're really stuck, come forward, swing your hand on top of the hip here, and then pull out from there. Okay. Alright, and then don't just go and put your hand on the mat and let it overhook you. Block it. Okay. Alright, 1 minute of that each. Okay, 3, 2, 1.